10 plagues, Exodus 7:6, 11:10. In ancient times, in a land of old, where stories of wonder and miracles unfold, there came a time of darkness and strife, when God unleashed his power, changing life. Moses and Aaron, messengers divine, stood against Pharaoh, his heart malign. "Let my people go," their demand resounded, yet Pharaoh's heart remained stubbornly grounded. Thus began a saga of 10 plagues, a divine symphony with escalating waves. Each plague a testament of God's might, unleashed upon Egypt, a fearsome sight. The water turned to blood, a grim display. The Nile River tainted, life drained away. Fish floated dead, a putrid smell, a warning to Pharaoh, a tale to tell. But Pharaoh's heart remained unmoved. The plagues continued, his spirit unimproved. Frogs emerged, swarming the land, covering Egypt, a plague at hand. Gnats and lice infested the air, Egyptians tormented in constant despair. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained unyielding, his stubbornness, the plagues revealing. Then came the swarms of biting flies, Egypt's torment escalating to new highs. Livestock fell, a devastating blow, yet Pharaoh's heart refused to let go. Affliction followed, festering boils covering bodies, causing endless toils. Hail rained down, destroying their crops, but Pharaoh's heart remained atop. Locusts descended, devouring the land, a plague of hunger, a desperate demand. Darkness engulfed Egypt, a palpable shroud, yet Pharaoh's heart remained unbowed. But the final plague, the darkest of all, would finally cause Pharaoh's downfall. The angel of death, with relentless might, would visit Egypt in the dead of night. The firstborn, both beast and man, would fall victim to God's divine plan. From palace to hovel, a cry of despair, as death swept through the land, leaving none spared. Pharaoh's heart broke, his spirit shattered, as grief filled Egypt, and cries echoed, scattered. In anguish, he released the Israelites free, longing for respite from the plague's decree. In this tale of the 10 plagues untold, lies a lesson for all, both young and old. To heed the call of justice and right, to let compassion guide us, shining bright. For the plagues were not just a tale of ancient lore, but a reminder of the human core. They teach us to value humility, to recognize the consequences of cruelty. The water turned to blood, a symbol of strife, reflects the consequences of a callous life. When we harm the innocent and neglect their needs, we stain the world with our selfish deeds. The frogs that swarmed, a plague of excess, remind us of the consequences of greediness. When we hoard and exploit without concern, we disrupt the balance and bridges we burn. Gnats and lice, tiny yet relentless, speak of the consequences of our own carelessness. When we disregard the sanctity of earth, we invite chaos and diminish our worth. The swarms of flies, an invasion of filth, convey the consequences of moral tilth. When corruption festers and truth is denied, society crumbles and integrity subsides. Boils and afflictions, ailments that arise, portray the consequences of living in lies. When we deceive and manipulate with deceit, we erode trust and sow seeds of defeat. Hail and destruction, a wrath from above, reveal the consequences of arrogance and love. When power is abused without restraint, catastrophe follows, leaving lives in taint. Locusts devouring, a relentless swarm, signify the consequences of causing harm. When we exploit and oppress the weak, we sow seeds of resentment that eventually peak. Darkness that lingers, a suffocating gloom, signals the consequences of a heart consumed. When compassion is absent and empathy wanes, we lose our way, bound in self-imposed chains. The final plague, the darkest night, speaks of the consequences of refusing light. When we close our hearts, shut out the cries, we sow the seeds that bring our own demise. So let the tale of the 10 plagues guide, a reminder to reflect on our own stride, to cultivate kindness, to nurture compassion, and break free from the chains of our own oppression. For within each of us lies the power to choose, to embrace love, to let empathy infuse. So may we learn from the ancient tale, and let our actions prevail, our spirits prevail. Let us heed the lessons of the plagues of old, to build a world where kindness takes hold, where justice, compassion, and love reside, and the darkness of plagues forever subsides.